How's it going, guys? So this is a breakdown of this animation right here. It's very weird. It's concert visuals for a client by the name of Spaghetti. So it's basically metallic spaghetti. That's kind of the concept, and then I kind of went with it from there. The viewport is this, just a bunch of weird tentacles animating around. So I'm going to show you guys. All right, so it's pretty much a cylinder, and I'm going to show you guys how to kind of animate this stuff here. So let's go ahead and open up a new Blender file and show you how to animate those kind of hair particles here. So it started with a cylinder, RX90, and then I'm going to hit tab and just delete these faces. I'm going to hit X and click faces. So here we go. So in doing this, we are presented with one major problem. So if I click on the hair, hit the plus icon, I click hair, it's on the outside. I wanted it to be on the inside. So what we would do is hit tab, hit A to select all the faces. I'm going to hit F3 to search and type in flip normals. So flip normals, and what that's going to do is now put my hair on the inside. If you can see, if we play with the scale on the hair, it's on the inside, and that is exactly what we're looking for. Now we can go ahead and start shaping this. So because it's an Eevee render, this needs to be Eevee renderable hair. So click on the camera icon, we're going to go to hair and go to strip. That's going to give us renderable hair. And then we're going to go back to the hair particles, go to hair shape. And then we don't want this to come to a point that's not spaghetti, basically. So we're going to uncheck close tip. We're going to uncheck close tip, and there we have it. We're going to go ahead and bring up the diameter, root, and then 1.9 on that as well. And then that's probably too many, so we're going to bring down the amount of hair. So the way we animated it was I hit Shift A, and we're going to get in a force field, and we're going to use turbulence. One thing you'll notice, though, is if I bring up the strength of my turbulence, this hair is very jagged. So we need to play with the shape of this hair first. So we're going to click on the hair right here on render. Put your steps at 8. And then right here on viewport display, put your steps at 8 as well. Unless your computer can't handle it, then put it lower. We're basically subdividing the hair. One cool thing is if you click on the turbulence, hit R twice and just kind of rotate it around. This is how we're animating the hair, just for reference. So I'm going to go ahead and bring down the strength of the hair. And then I'm going to hit on this. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on the tube, and I'm going to hit M, new collection, LOP, called a loop. So I'm going to hit Shift A, collection instance, click loop. And then we're just going to go ahead and Shift D, holding down Control, and bringing this down the line a couple times to make the loop animation. And then I'm going to hit the tilde key, click the front. I'm going to add my camera, and I'm going to hold down Control and bring it to the edge right here. So your camera should be on the 1 right there. I'm going to click on the camera and make my focal length pretty far out. So I want to remove the cylinder, but not the hair. So I'm going to click on the wrench and click on mask. And there we go. Now we just have the hair by itself. I'm going to go here to the render and create the shader. So go here to the shading. And then I'm going to click on the hair, which is going to be the cylinder. Click new. We're going to make this metallic, pretty dark. Something like this. Bring the roughness down a little bit. Let's get a color ramp and plug that into the emission. We're going to get a noise texture. Make it 4D so we can animate it. Plug that into the factor. We're going to get in a hair info node and use the random socket on the vector. So what that's going to do is when I bring in my color ramp here, it's going to randomly assign emission to different hair, and then we can go ahead and pick the color we want. Like this. Bring up that strength some, maybe bring down that color ramp, And then the W is going to actually animate the hair. So it's really, really fun and really, really cool. I'm going to go here to the official render. Here in your Eevee settings, turn on these little check marks right here. And then I'm going to make the world brightness down pretty dark. Shift A, I'm going to add a light, point light. And then I'm going to make it pretty bright, like 500. I'm going to make it blue. Maybe bring it, actually keeping it in the middle actually looks pretty cool. I didn't do that in the original animation, but that actually looks really cool. So I'm going to click on the point light, hold down Control, click on the camera, Control P, object. And so what's going to happen is we parented the light to the camera. So when I hit G and move it forward, that light's going to stick with the camera. So that's what we want to do here. Let's go ahead and animate this scene here. So I'm going to click on my cylinder here and hide the mask so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. So let's click back on the camera, and we basically, I'm going to hit the tilde key, go to the right. We just want to move the camera from here to here over, say, like, I don't know, 50 frames. That might be enough. We'll see. We'll go back to frame 0. I'm going to hit the keyframe, go to the end, get my camera, hold down Control so it'll snap to right there, which it'll be a +1 for me. And so now I can just kind of look at that. So it's a pretty heavy scene. You can see it lagging, but that's okay. And the reason why it's lagging is probably due to the hair resolution. So if we go here to the viewport display, bring it down to like 5. Yeah, that's exactly why. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and animate the noodles. So we're going to click on our turbulence, and then we're going to go ahead. That looks about right. So we'll go and animate the rotation. So start at 0, click here, go to the end and type in 360. That's going to loop it. It's probably going to be too fast. All right, so that's way too fast. So I'm going to give myself 240 frames. And then we'll just go ahead and fix the problem, which is that 360 rotation is too fast. So I'm going to click on the turbulence. I'm going to bring my timeline up so I can kind of see everything. And then if I bring that keyframe all the way to the 240 line, this hair is going to be much more bearable. And then if I click on the turbulence and change, I think, the size. There we go. So if we change the size, it's going to be a little bit more bearable as well. So there we go. Now we've created something really interesting. And then what I'm going to do now is hit the tilde key and go to the right, and we're going to fix the camera. So I'm going to animate the camera to go all the way to here instead of here. So if we go back to frame 0, get my camera, and then bring this all the way to the 240 line. And I'm going to hold down Control so that we're getting a snap to grid motion. Right click, replace single keyframe, and I think that should just about fix it. Yeah, there we go. Looks a lot better. So in my case, you can see how it's like clearly a loop. You can see where the instances are. So what I would do is actually make a much longer tube. In fact, I would make a tube that's about that long to start with, so that there's not that obvious duplication. This is just kind of a quick breakdown of what I did, and then you can kind of go crazy with it on a much larger tube that's scaled at like 5. This is just a scale of 1. But this is just a really fun breakdown of how I did that. I think that light is kind of bright. Do something like this. That's more appropriate. But there it is. That is how this animation is made. It's really weird. It's really fun. You can have all kind of weird, crazy fun with it. What you can also do is click on this hair and then bring that hair length in so you can make it even longer, so to make it more dramatic looking. So you can kind of do whatever you want. That's actually pretty cool animation right there. So yeah, there you go. That's how that's made. That's how that's done. It's really fun. It's really easy and pretty versatile. let me go ahead and actually turn that mask back on. There we go. So that's how it's done. There you go. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and that is it for this breakdown of the Spaghetti Concert visual breakdown.